السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معسكرأرشفة يرحب بكم في الجزء الثاني من الهلب سيشن ماث 102 تقديم الدكتور شادي العمري لتحضير اختبار النهائي ترم 202. الهلب سيشن بيكون مسجل وبتجدونه في قناتنا في أرشفة لاحقا، بالإضافة لوجود شروحات سلسلة حلول إكزام للسنوات الماضية بالإمكان الاستفادة منها. وعشان تعرفون آخر أخبارنا وبرامجنا تابعونا عبر حسابنا في تويتر @أرشفة KFUPM. أتمنى لكم معسكر مليء بالفائدة، والآن أترككم مع الدكتور شادي. تفضل.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum ya shabab. Let me firstly share my screen. Today we will continue our revision and I will start from 11.4 and we will continue. Maybe I will bring some question from chapter 11.2. Maybe I give another idea here. So let me just firstly talk to you about the conversion test. In 11.4, which is talk about conversion test, we have two types of conversion tests: the direct conversion test and the limit conversion test. Okay, what is the direct conversion test, Shabab? Suppose that you have series and this series is in converge. Okay, suppose that I have series which is converge. If I can bring in another one which is larger than this series and the larger one, maybe the smaller one, I don't know any information about it. Okay, I need to know if the smaller one is converge or diverge. If you bring something larger and the larger one is converge, for sure the smaller one will be what?
Convergent.
Will be converge. طيب, what in case if I have larger I have series like this one, I don't know if this series is converge or diverge, but I can find smaller one and the smaller one was diverge. What about the larger one? By default it will be diverge. So if the smaller one is diverge, the larger one by default it is diverge. If the larger is converge, the smaller will be for sure converge. This is the direct conversion test. What about a limit conversion test? Limit conversion test say the following: if you take a limit between any two series, suppose that you have two series, summation of an and summation of bn. If you take the limit between an, the nth term for the first one, and the nth term for the second one, as n goes to infinity, and you see that in the relation between them, the limit as n goes to infinity between them, it is just constant, and that constant cannot be 0 and cannot be infinity. Okay, just any constant, 1, 2, -2, -3, whatever, but not 0, not infinity. Okay, then this constant means both converge or both diverge, because the relation between them is just constant and the relation between them will be linear. Do you know why linear? Because if you suppose that what's that mean when I have a over b equal just constant? That means a equal constant times b. In general they are linear. The relation between them is linear. So if one of them is diverge, the other is diverge. Converge, the other is converge. So the limit conversion test say the following: take the limit between any two series. If the limit goes to constant, both converge or both diverge. Good. Let me start with the first question now. What do you think about this one? I will give you just 2 minutes to solve this question. I think it will be easy for you. Just think how to check if this series is A, diverged by ratio test, or diverged by conversion test, or C, D, or E. Just think about this one. Just as a small hint, use direct conversion test. Compare it with something well known for you. Yeah, it's trivial one. Yes, yeah, Firas Sami.
Yes, doctor. It would be convergent. We can compare it with 1 over n squared.
So you will bring something larger or something smaller?
Something larger.
Larger, good. So this is less than or equal summation from n equal 2 to infinity of what?
1 over n squared.
1 over n. Why 1? Because you know, ya shabab, that in the cosine of anything will be less than 1 and greater than -1. Good. So what about this one? What about this?
It will converge.
It will be converge why?
Because the p is greater than 1.
This is not in the form of the B series. The B series will be something like this.
We can compare it to it because
exactly.
it will be still larger.
Yeah, exactly. You can say that this is smaller than 1 over n squared because this denominator larger than this denominator. So the other one will be, this one will be larger. Okay. Now, this is Converged B series, right? So the original one will be converged. Is that clear? So you compare it with something, you compare it with something larger than, and the larger one is converged, which means the smaller one will be converged, which means the answer will be D. The answer here is D.
Doctor, if it was n squared minus 1, the denominator.
Yes.
Then
we can use limit conversion test with 1 over n squared. You will see. Like this one. What do you think? What can we do with this one? Yalla, all of you. As a hint, small hint, I will just advise you to use the limit conversion test. Yalla, go ahead. Try to solve this one. And if you solve it, raise your hand. I will choose one of you to solve it with me. No one solved it? Is it difficult?
Just what we choose as our BN, doctor.
What is it?
What we will choose as BN.
Okay, this is the idea, or this is the small trick, a small idea. I will explain it now. Yes, Ali, you solve it?
No, yes, this is convergent by the limit comparison test. We choose our second series to be 1 over square the fourth root of n to the power 5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, see, Shabab, what is the idea? How to think about this one using the limit conversion test? I have to compare it with something on the form of P series, okay? And that's something, ya Shabab, should be easy for you. For example, usually for such example, you take the interior over the exterior root. This is n to the power 5 over 4. So why I didn't compare it with, I will take limit as n goes to infinity. This is my series here. This is my series, which is fourth root of n to the power 5 minus 1. I will compare it with what? I will compare it with the sum of n to the power 5 over 4. I know that. Come on, if you want, I will compare it with this one. 1 over 5 to the power, 1 over, n to the power 5 over 4. I know that from n equal 2, same to infinity, or n equal 1 to infinity, whatever. So I know that this is converge what? P series. Why? Because the P here is greater than 1. Okay? So this is converge B series. So I will compare it with this one. You will say that, or you can ask me why I choose 5 over 4. This is the difference. Oh, this is the root here. Huh? The interior power is 5. The exterior power is, or the root is 4. So I compare it just with 1 over n to the power 5 over 4. Keep in your mind this is converge. If I found that the relation between them is just constant, the limit is just constant, then both converge or both diverge. But I compare it with something converge. So let me check the limit. The limit here will be as n goes to infinity. What I have to do, Ali?
Here we'll have to, of course, you'll have to simplify first and factor n.
Put it inside the same root.
Yeah, okay. We'll factor it out. We'll take it out.
Or you can
we'll
take
do this, yeah.
the whole. You take the whole fraction with the same root, fourth root, n to the power 5 over n to the power 5 minus 1. Now, this is equal what?
This is equal to
What is
square
this?
fourth root of 1, which is 1.
Fourth root of 1, which is 1. But how you find fourth root of 1? You take the limit inside?
Yes.
So in general, Shawab, let me ask you something. يعني, it is basics. يعني. But can I take the limit inside any function in general? Yes, Muhammad.
لا يا دكتور عندي سؤال بس ما عندي إجابة.
طب okay. Shawab, let me just firstly ask you, can I take the limit inside? Is that possible for any question?
It has
No.
to be
Continuous function.
Just if this function is continuous, and this function is continuous, you have problem at maybe -1, or it's continuous everywhere. Maybe at 1 there is problem, but I talk about limit as n goes to infinity, right? So it's continuous.
Yes.
At this limit. So yes, you can take it inside. Now, since the limit between them is just constant, then one of them is converged, for sure the other one is converged. So it will be converged by limit conversion test, which is E. Exactly. Yes, who has question? محمد تفضل.
دكتور ليش ما استخدمنا وش الغلط عشان ما نستخدم الكومباريزن تيست بدون الليمت؟
ما في غلط، بس هو في الخيارات. Is it in the choices?
No. But
خلاص.
if I use the comparison test,
yes, محمد, in many questions you can solve it using direct or limit. Why not? But دائما شوفوا شباب, this is very important. In the series, before you start solving, have a look on the choices. Don't start solving directly. Sometimes once you look, maybe Muhammad, you start in the exam solving this question by direct conversion test, and you will find the solution maybe, right? Then you look for the choices, you couldn't find it. So always, Shabab, in the series, especially in the series, don't start solving the question before looking to the whole choices. Because in many questions, the choices will give you an idea how to start. Okay? Yes, Firas.
Doctor, can I say sometimes in general, I use the limit comparison test if I want to find the convergence or the divergence. Could I use the limit comparison test as in general instead of the comparison test? Because sometimes it's harder to find if the Bn is greater than or less than An.
I think not all question will work with limit. Maybe some question will work with direct conversion test.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not sure. I don't have example now, but I'm sure that not all question will work with limit, and not all question will work with direct. So, but many question work with both of them. But maybe you will find some special cases that is just working with direct conversion test. So in general, my advice is just to remember both of them. You have to understand both of them. Okay.
Okay.
Now let us move to next one, which is this question. Which one, this is question number 3, which one of the following series is diverge? In fact, after you find the solution, I need you now, all of you, I will give you 5 minutes or 4 minutes, 5 minutes for each part. You can choose if it's converge or diverge, and I need you to tell me why for each one of them. طبعا I need you to here just to find which one is diverge. So there is one diverge and the other will be converge. I need you to know why each one of them is converge and which one is diverge. Yalla, take 5 minutes. All of you, think about it. You have to think. And if you need anything, you can ask me. Yes, Samar.
It's D.
D is diverge?
Yes.
Okay. What about the other? For example, why is this one converge? You said this is converge, right?
Actually, I take the limit and see this is not equal to 0 because for alternating series.
So exactly. This is diverge. Firstly, your friend said that this is diverge, and he used what? The divergence test. What is the divergence test, ya Omar? You just take limit as n goes to infinity for an without the positive negative term, without the alternating term of n over n plus 1, and the limit here was what, ya Omar?
1.
1. if you use هذا بنسميه divergence test. Divergence test. See يا شباب, this is very important. If you use the divergence test or any series to be converged, the divergence test should go to 0. In this case, it goes to 1 and the 1 is not 0. So for directly it is diverge. Directly it is diverge because the limit should go what? To 0. The limit should go to 0. Let me just first, I think there are some students maybe need some approve. They send the pending requests. No, there are no students. Good. Okay. Is that clear? طيب. What about divergence test for this one? If you take limit as n goes to infinity رجال for n over n square plus 1, yes, this is goes to 0. طيب. Khalid, if it goes to 0, does that mean it's converged? No, not necessary.
Okay.
Not necessary. Let me continue my idea, then I will take your questions. If I take divergence test, say the following: if you take the limit for an for any matrix, for any series, sorry, and it goes to any number not 0, directly it is diverge. But if it goes to 0 like here, maybe it converge or diverge. It can be converge or diverge. This one is converge. Why? Who can answer me? Khalid, do you know why this one is converge?
Because according to alternating series test, if it is
exactly.
BN
Alternating series, because it satisfies the 3 conditions for the alternating series, which is decreasing. I think the second one is positive terms, and the third term limit goes to 0. The divergence test limit goes to 0 as n goes to infinity. So it is converge alternating series. Alternating series, and this one same. All of them converge alternating series. Okay, the only one which is diverge is this one, and it is diverge because of the divergence test. I hope this is clear. If any one of you have a question, raise your hand. Yes, Khalid.
Yes, Doctor. Is there a quick method to just find if the formula is decreasing and positive? To
Decreasing
find
and
the
positive.
first, to find the first two.
To be positive, you look always you look for an, not for the alternating term. Okay, an. If n starts from 1 to infinity, it's clear that it's positive, right? You look here, it's positive over positive already. And if the denominator larger than numerator, it is decreasing for sure. Sometimes if it's not clear, you can find what using the calculus one, using math 101, you can use the derivative. If the derivative less than 0, it will be decreasing. This is the other technique. But this technique, we use it with what? With the function or series that is not clear. But all of this is clear. Why? Look for the function here. It is n over n squared plus 1. It's clear that denominator larger than numerator. So it is decreasing. This one, 1 over n. 1 over n decreasing. This one, 1 over root n. This one, 1 over root n decreasing. Here it's constant over something positive, and that positive goes to infinity. So the numerator is constant, denominator goes to infinity. It is decreasing. But sometimes for some function, if it's not clear, you can use the derivative. For example, cosine blah 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 over blah blah blah. You can find the derivative. If that derivative is less than 0 on this interval from 1 to infinity, then it will be decreasing. This is the other technique. Is that clear, Khalid?
Yes, thank you, Doctor.
Yes. Any other questions, Shabab? Everything is clear now? Good. Now, for this question, Shabab, 11 point. This is, I think, from 11.4. Yeah. I need all of you to solve this question. This limit equal what? Does it A, B, C, D, or infinity? E. Which one of these is correct? Yalla, all of you try to solve this question, then we will discuss it. If you solve it, raise your hand. I will give you 3 minutes. Just let's wait to 1 or 2 minutes, Khalid. Let me give the chance for the students to solve the question. Then I will take Khalid to solve it with me, Khalid Fahad. But let's wait just for 1 or 2 minutes. No, I need more students. If you solve it, raise your hand. What about other students?
Doctor, I can solve it, but I forget the equation I need.
You can or you cannot.
If I remember the equation.
علي صوتك شوي. I couldn't understand. Can you solve it or you cannot solve it?
Yeah, I can solve it, but
Okay.
if I remember the equation for summation of I squared.
I see. Good. Okay. يلا يا خالد فهد.
Before we start, is it 0, A?
No, not 0.
Okay, because it was some kind of guessing, so take another student, Doctor.
So let me see how you guess it. How you solve it?
I only considered the last term.
No. This is wrong. But what about the other terms? Okay, let me choose Khalid Muhammad.
Yeah, I have. I don't remember the name of the formula, but it was.
What is the solution? Firstly, what's the solution?
I came up with 1/3 V.
No, it's wrong. But how you solve it?
Yeah, I added an plus 1 over an.
an plus 1 over an. No need to use that one. No. Okay. What about Ali Hassan? How you solve it?
Yeah, first we replace the summation with the summation formula. We know
exactly.
Summation static n, start from n, start from I to n.
Plus 2 square, plus 3 square, plus blah 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 till n square. This is equal what? Write it as sum.
This is equal to
sum
1
of square. Sum of I square. N starts from 1 to n to what? Yani from 1 to n.
Yeah, from I to n.
I equal 1 to n, right? I equal 1 to n. This is exactly what we have. Now, the limit becomes like this. Limit as n goes to infinity of what, يعني? Of sum of I square. I start from 1 till n over 3n cube plus 1. Then what?
We substitute the formula. It's n times n plus 1.
So the key here is to use these formulas. What is the sum of I, يا شباب, if I start from 1 to n? This is equal what? Sum of the integers from 1 to n. This is equal what? What is the rule?
This is n plus 1 over 2.
Over 2. This is the first one. The second one, what is the sum of the squares of the integers?
This is
Ali.
n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 over 6.
Exactly. 2n plus 1 over 6. طيب, suppose that you face this one, summation from I equal 1 to n of I cube. This will be what? n plus 1 over 2 all square.
Exactly.
Same as this one, but square. These 3 rules, يا شباب, you have to remember it يعني very well. This is very important. Okay, let's go back to our question. Umar, the formula is this, okay? يلا Ali, continue. So this is equal what? Limit as n goes to infinity for summation of the squares will be n plus 1, 2n plus 1 over what? Over 6, and there is another denominator اللي هو طبعا يعني if you I just يعني try to take shortcuts I can write as دقيقة شوي. Yeah, 6 all over 3n square plus 1. And this is equal what? This is equal limit as n goes to infinity of what يعني? The highest power in numerator is what? 2n
3.
2n cube, not n cube, 2n cube plus blah 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 blah, I don't care. In denominator it is 6 times 3n cube, this is cube, plus 1. Now it is limit as n goes to infinity, the highest power, the coefficient of the highest power in the denominator, it is, let me just write another step here, 18 n cube plus blah blah blah, I don't care, on here I don't care what's else. Now limit as n goes to infinity of polynomial over polynomial equal what يا شباب? The coefficient of the highest power in numerator dividing the coefficient of the highest power in denominator. Simplify it, you will get 1 over 9. This is the solution يا شباب. So the solution here is 1 over 9. The solution here is 1 over 9. Is it clear? Any question? Any question? Muhammad Talal, you have a question? Or Muhammad Fadi, question?
No, fine.
Okay, because you're raising your hand. Maybe you want to solve the question with me. Okay, next question. Next question. Can you hear me, شباب؟ إيش اللي قاعد يصير؟
Yes,
Yes,
we
yes,
can.
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, because it's the team is freezing with me. Let me. Yeah. Okay. The connection is freezing. Okay. Let me move to next question here. Okay. You see this question? Let's read the question. Now, firstly, this is the alternating series. What is the alternating series? It is a series of this form. Okay. It should be decreasing with positive terms, and the limit should be goes to 0. In this case, it will be converged alternating series. Sometimes you find the error or the reminder. The reminder, يعني at any term Rn, the absolute value of this term will be less than next term because it's decreasing, right? It's decreasing. So in general, يا شباب, let's see this question. Using the alternating series estimation theorem, the minimum value of n for which the partial sum Sn approximates the sum of this series with error less than 0.1. يعني you need to find the term such that S minus this term Sn, this term n, will be less than 0.1. So I will give you 2-3 minutes to think about this one, then we will discuss it, okay? And I will just fix the issue because it's freezing the team. Try to solve this question and I will come back after 2 minutes. Let me try to fix it just. Yes, يا حسن شاكر. Yes, Hassan. What is the
Answer
solution?
is D.
Answer is D. Why?
Yes. First, we find Sn plus 1.
Okay. So it will be what?
It will be
Okay, I suggest to find the partial sum. يعني what is S1? يعني what is the first term? It will be 1 over cube root of what? What is the first term? N starts at 0, right? So
Yes.
the partial sum S1, it will be what?
1 over cubed root of 4.
Exactly. Now, when n equal 2, do you know what's the happened with the alternating series? The first term is here. Second term will be negative, so it will be cancel this part. Third part, because it's decreasing, it will be cancel another part here.
Yes.
So it will keep decreasing. He said that at what term this distance will be less than 0.1. This is what he asked about. Okay. Again, this is the alternating series. Suppose the first term give you, let's consider it as distance from 0 to 1 over third cube root of fourth. Okay. Second term at n equal 1, it will be what? It will be what, ya Hassan? At n equal 1, it will be what?
At n equal what, Doctor?
1. Next term is 2.
Yes, 1 over
minus 1. Minus 1 over cube root of 5.
Yes, minus 1, sorry.
Exactly. So what minus this minus mean? So you subtract another distance here. This distance, the second one will be minus 1 over cube root of 5. Next one will be positive. You will move like that. Each time you will decrease this distance. Each time you will decrease it. He said that at what term this distance will be less than 0.1. This is the idea. Okay. Now you know that in each term, diamond a reminder will be less than next term. Okay. Next term at n equal to 2 will be what, ya Hassan?
It will be yes plus 6.
Right. Well, you think at what term we will get this number? At the, طبعا this is an n equal 0, n equal 1, n equal 2. If I consider the term which is, you consider it, ya Hassan, which is n equal 996, its substitution will be what? Will be minus 1 to the power 996. It will be positive, so it will be 1 over cube root of 996 plus 4 will be 1000. طيب 1 over root 1000, it will be 1 over 10. Cube root of 1000 is 10, which is 0.1. So at this term, the distance will be what? Less than 0.1. So you choose n equal what? 996. Is that clear, Shabab?
Yes, but there is another way, Doctor, right?
Which is what?
You can take the term of bn plus 1, which is 1 over n plus 1 instead of n, because you consider the term after the last term. So type this inequality, Doctor. 1 over the cubic root of n plus 1 plus 4.
Okay.
N plus 1, you've substituted n plus 1 instead of n. So it's n plus 5.
Of n plus 5, okay.
Yes, it's smaller than the error, which is 1 over 10.
Okay, and you find n again. Yes, this is correct also.
لا بس هذه تعطيك 995 راح تزود واحد انت عشان
So
تجيب
next term, exactly. You take next term here. Yes. It's also correct. By the way, it's the same way. So I expect which term should I substitute? You take no. You said no. Let me solve it as an equation. So you take 1 over cube root of n plus 1 and you equal it with the error and you solve it. Again, this is correct. Totally correct. Excellent. Okay. Again, this is the alternating series condition. Okay. It should be positive, decreasing, limit goes to 0. If it satisfies these three terms, do you know what alternating series? Alternating means it's alternate between positive, negative, positive, negative. And the alternating series comes from minus 1 to the power n. Okay. Yani if there is no minus 1 to the power n, this is not alternating series. So the alternating comes from here. Okay. Now, ya shabab, solve this question. طبعا this is, it's clear that in an alternating series. Now, this series, يعني if you look to the choices, لاحظوا, why I ask you, or why I advise you diamond, you look for the choices first. If I look for the choices, he give you this series is what? If I look to the choices, you see that he give you converge and he give you the sum. So now you have to think. You can directly clear that it is not diverge because it is it increasing, decreasing? Firstly, check if this one is converge or diverge. It is alternating series. Check the three conditions. Yeah. Then we will talk about next step.
The denominator increases faster than the numerator.
How you know that?
The power is higher. ما أدري, it's kind of also guess.
There is nothing called guess in math. You cannot guess in math. You can expect, okay, but not guessing.
يصير يتسارع أكثر على تحت معناها decreasing.
Try to simplify it. Try to simplify it. All of you.
Doctor, I think we can treat it as a geometric series.
Yeah, before geometry.
Yeah.
Is it decreasing or not? It is decreasing, but I need you to show me why. Not by guessing.
I would simplify it until I could get a form of geometric series, and then we see if the...
So simplify it. Yalla, all of you. Show me that this term is decreasing. Yalla. That's what I mean. I don't need you to guess. Especially now in the exam, if you have no time and you try to guess, maybe yes, you will get the correct answer. But here we don't need to guess, right? So just let's learn how to be sure that this is increasing or decreasing.
Doctor?
Yeah.
After simplification, it will be 3 to the power n over 4 to the power n multiplied by 24.
Just 1 second. This is question. Just 1 second. Again? Sorry? Again, what you said?
I simplify it and I get
Okay.
3 to the power n over 4 to the power n multiplied by 24.
Okay, let me see. Now, if you simplify this one, yani bn, if you find bn is what? Is 3 to the power n plus 1 over 2 to the power 2n plus 3. Let me try to write it as something to the power n.
Doctor,
3 to the power n plus
1.
It is 3 times 3 to the power n. Sorry?
N minus 1.
Minus 1, okay. So it will be 3 power minus 1 times 3 to the power n. And this one here will be 2 cube 8 times 2 to the power 2n. This is equal 1 over 24 of 3 power n over 2 to the power 2n. Can I write it as 4 to the power n? Sure, you can. It is 1 over 24, 3 over 4, all to the power n. Now, look for the r, ya shabab. The r here is what? Less than 1.
Less than 1.
So it is decreasing. It is decreasing, and it is converge alternating series. Converge alternating series.
What have you done on the first step?
Then خلاص, it will be diverge.
The first step, what have you done, Doc?
Sorry?
The first step, what have you done? The 3 to the power of negative 1. You just subtracted one term.
Yeah. I just split it. Yani 3 to the power n minus 1, you can write as 3 to the power n times 3 to the power minus 1. 3 to the power minus 1 is 1 over 3 times 8, 1 over 24. Right?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Now, I'm sure that it is converge alternating series, so you will avoid the E. It's not diverge, it's converge. Good. Now, why I have to look to the choices, as I said, because once you look to the choices, ya shabab, you see that he find the sum. And now ask yourself, what type of the test give you the sum? Can you tell me? What type of the test? Geometric and telescopian, right?
Ratio.
No. Ratio give you converge or diverge. It is just geometric series and the telescopian. This is not telescopian, so it will be geometric series. Type. Now we see that this series now is n equal 1 to infinity of minus 1 to the power n 1 over 24 3 over 4 to the power n. If you want to put it in the standard form of geometric series, you can take the constant outside from n equal 1 to infinity of minus 3 over 4 to the power n. I can't take it like that because minus 1 to the power n also. Good. So this is geometric series, and in this geometric series you see that in r is what? Minus 3 over 4. I don't care. Just I care that if r less than 1, it will be converged. And the sum will be what? Will be the first term, which is at n equal 1. طبعا keep in your mind you have 1 over 24 outside, okay? The sum of the geometric series will be the first term when n equal 1, which is minus 3 over 4, divided 1 minus the ratio, which is minus 3 over 4. And this is equal 1 over 24 times minus 3 over 4. Now the denominator is 4 plus 3 over 4. This one, simplify that one. And the answer will be 1 over 24 multiplied by minus 3 over 7. And this is equal what? Minus 1 over 7 times 8, 56. So what is the solution? It is C. The sum of this alternating series is what? 1 minus 1 over 56. Is it clear now? Did you understand, Shabab, why I ask you always to look for the choices? Look for the choices, then you decide. Clear, Habibi?
Yes.
Clear.
Yes, clear.
Excellent. Now let's move to another idea here, which is this one here. What is this idea here? Oh, what I have written here. There is something called converge absolutely, as you see here. What is the converge absolutely? If you have series, and this series, if you take the absolute value for the nth term, the function inside, and you find the new series is converged, then we call it converge absolutely. If the series is converged absolutely, then it will be converged. Okay? If the series is converged absolutely, then it will be converged, normal converged. Okay. There is something also called the ratio test. What is the ratio test? The ratio test suggests that if you have this series and you need to find if it's converged or not, you just take limit as n goes to infinity of an plus 1 over an. And you see, if you get constant L, and that L was greater than 1, it will be diverge. If it's less than 1, it will be converge. If it's equal 1, then we call this test inconclusive. What's that mean? يعني no conclusion from here. يعني I couldn't couldn't get anything. You look for another test. But now be careful, Shabab. There is absolute value here. That absolute value. What does absolute value mean? That means if it's converged, it will be converged absolutely. Okay? So it is stronger than the normal converge. It is converged absolutely. Because of that here, I said converge absolutely, or absolutely converge. Now, what type of function that we use the ratio test with it? When you face something like that. This is power, and this is exponential over factorial. Now, factorial mal exponential mal all of these things, you cannot simplify it here, Shabab. Just if you use the ratio test. Now, all of you, I need you to solve this question using the ratio test. Yeah, go ahead. Two minutes. يلا يا شباب. We'll check if there is pending requests. No. Okay, good. Okay. Shabab, why you don't solve it? Yani just the same names I see it for every question. The other students, where are you, Shabab? Your exam is just next Monday. Yani. What about Nawaf? What about Omar, Osama, Saleh, Yusuf? Why you don't try to solve it, Shabab? Okay. يلا محمد طيران. You solve it. يلا يوسف طيب. يوسف محمود يلا.
طيب يا دكتور البداية
Yes.
استخدم الريشيو تيست مثل ما قلت الليمت.
Okay. Limit of what?
Absolute value.
So once we take the absolute value, Shabab, no need to write this term, right? Because it's positive, negative. Now it will be for sure positive, right? Okay.
Plus 1.
N plus 1 over an inside the absolute value. Okay, this is equal what? Yeah.
N plus 1 all to the power 100.
N plus 1 power 100
times 100 to the power n plus 1.
Good.
Over n plus 1 factorial.
You divide it by an, and an is a fraction, is also fraction, right? So you can multiply it instead of division, and you take reciprocal. So instead of division, you take the multiplication and take the reciprocal of an. So it will be what?
N factorial over
n factorial, exactly. Just take reciprocal of this. Over
n to the power 100 times 100 to the power n.
Exactly, exactly. Don't forget that in all of this inside the absolute value. طبعا here I will next step I will not write the absolute value because it's خلاص clear everything is positive because the absolute value for just the alternating term, and we avoid it now. So it will be limit as n goes to infinity of what? How to simplify it, يا Yusuf?
The 100 will be 100 times, or I can simplify the 100n with the 100n. That's
this one simplified with that one, so you have 100 to the power 1, exactly. And what about n plus 1 to the power 100 over n to the power 100? You can write it like this.
Yes, n plus 1 all over.
All power 100, good.
Right.
And you have 100 to the power 1 here. And what about the factorial? You start with the larger one, which is n plus 1. So n factorial over
n plus 1 times n factorial.
Exactly. And then you can cancel that one with that one. Okay, yes. Excellent. Excellent. So if you want the absolute value, this is the absolute value, but no need. Okay, limit as n goes to infinity of what now? It will be, you can't take the limit inside because it's continuous.
Yes.
Let me just write another step here for you. And here I have just 100 over n plus 1. Now, this limit goes to where? Yusuf?
0.
This is 1. 1 to the power 100 will be 1. And this is 0. So the total will be 0.
0. Yes.
Now, since it's 0, and you use the ratio test, so Shabab, be careful. If you start with ratio test, respect the condition of ratio test. The result is what? 0. And 0 is less than 1. خلاص. It's converge absolutely by ratio test. And the answer will be what?
C.
Converge absolutely will be what? C. Will be C, yes. Converge absolutely. It is converge absolutely and using ratio test. I hope this is very clear. Question 8. يلا يا شباب. Now, see here, Shabab, I have just another idea. Yeah, sorry. Here. Not this one, this one. Here. There is something called conditionally converge. Please focus with me. What is the conditional converge? The conditional converge is the following. When you take the absolute value for the nth term, you find the series to be divergent. But the original one is converge alternating series. So if it's converge alternating series and diverge absolutely, we call it conditionally converge. Is that clear? So you check the condition of the alternating series, the three conditions, you find they are satisfied. So it's converge alternating series. But when I take the absolute value, I found that it is what? It is diverge absolutely. In this case, we call this series to be conditionally converge. So example for this series is the following question. Yalla, all of you. This series, is it A, B, C, D, or E, and why? And how you solve it? Yalla, go ahead. Two minutes. Can you hear me, Shabab?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Take 2-3 minutes. Yeah, go ahead. If you solve it, raise your hand, Shabab. No. Let's freeze again. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. If you solve it, raise your hand. I need new students. Just Muhammad, Khalid, Ali Hassan, just. What about other students?
خلني أجرب بدون guessing يا دكتور.
Okay. Badr, go ahead, Badr.
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
By the integral test, converge.
Firstly, what about the alternating series? Did you check the three conditions?
No,
the first one, is it positive? Bn, is it positive? Yeah, positive over n times ln n. If n starts from 2, it will be positive, yes. The second condition, is it decreasing? Badr, is it decreasing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the numerator is constant and the denominator goes to infinity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the limit? Is it goes to 0?
Yeah.
Goes to 0. Yes. So it is converge alternating series. Type. Then what I have to do now? I need to double check the absolutely converge. So you will take n equal 2 to infinity. If I take the absolute value, it will be just this series. Now, This one, how to double check if it's converge or diverge. Now I'm looking about what? The absolute converge. Okay, did you understand Shabab, what I'm trying to do? Absolutely converge. And it's converge alternating series. Is it converge absolutely or not? This is my question now. Badr, how to solve this question?
I did it by the integral test.
Integral test, sure. Why integral test? Because why he start from n equal 2? Why he don't start from n equal 0 or 1? Because 0 is a problem and 1 is a problem here. So he choose the function to be continuous. This is an evidence that you can use the integral test from n equal 2 to infinity of 1 over n, oh, let me call it x ln x dx. Type, how you integrate this one?
U substitution.
Let u equal what?
Ln x.
Du?
1 over x dx.
1 over x dx. Type, if x equal 2, then u equal what? Ln 2. If x equal infinity, then u will be ln infinity, which is also infinity. So the integral will be like this. Will be integral from ln 2 to infinity of 1 over x is du, and it will be 1 over u du. Like that, right?
Yes.
And the integral here will be limit, if I choose this one to be b goes to infinity, of what is integral of 1 over u du?
Ln u.
Ln absolute value of u.
Yeah, absolute value.
But do I need to put the absolute value here?
No, because it's positive.
Because the interval here is already positive, so all the values of u is positive. So I can replace it by just u. So it will be from ln 2 to infinity, out to b. And this is equal what? It will be limit as b goes to infinity of ln b minus ln of ln 2. Good, and this is equal ln infinity. So it will be infinity. So it is diverge, absolutely. Now, you see that, Shabab, this integral is diverge absolutely, but it is converge alternating series. So this case, or this types of series, we call it what? Conditionally converge. Is that clear? So it is converge conditionally. Converge conditionally.
The ratio test is a bit يعني quicker.
What is it?
الريشيو تيست أسرع بشوي يعني إذا بعد ما تاخذ الابسولوت فاليو.
Okay, how you use the ratio test of this one, how you solve it? يعني I mean you compare 1 over n ln n, you compare it with 1.
الريشيو تيست ايوه بيصير يس بعدين يجيك نو كونكلوجن ولا بنقول كذا كونديشنالي دكتور. يعني خليك معي الحين دكتور، اذا خلينا الاي ان اول شيء الاي ان بلس 1 1 اوفر ان بلس 1 مضروب في لن اوف ان بلس 1.
Wait, I couldn't understand your idea. You need to solve this one using the conversion test. With what? You compare it with what?
The ratio test, not the comparison.
Ratio.
Yes.
The ratio test. Okay, I thought conversion test. The ratio test. So you take okay, n 1 over n plus 1 over ln n plus 1. Okay, and you multiply it by n ln n. So
yes. L'Hopital rule, then you will find out that it will be goes to 1. And 1 is no conclusion or divergent, doctor?
My question, is it easier? Let's see. This is n ln n over n plus 1 ln n plus 1. The direct substitution will give you infinity over infinity. L'Hopital rule will be, what is the derivative of the numerator?
Oh, اللي تحت مضروبة. So the
this is a product rule, sure. It will be derivative of first 1 times ln n plus n times derivative of second one. Down also it's product rule. So first times derivative of second plus second derivative of first. Then you will see, maybe you will get another infinity over infinity. Then you have to double check again. I don't think it will be easier.
Yes, that's fine.
So it seems that you find the derivative directly without using the product formula, right?
أي في غلط في limits.
Yeah, this is wrong. Yes, you have a question?
Yes, please. What about I compare it with Or what about if I use the limit comparison test?
With what?
1 over n.
1 over n. So it will be n over n ln n. So you have 1 over ln n. Okay. Now limit as n goes to infinity, it will be 0. Type 1 over n is what? You compare it with this one. This one is what? Diverge. Right?
Yes.
And you get the limit to be 0, and both converge or both diverge. This will work, yes? You compare it with something diverge, and you find the limit between them to be 0, and 0 is just constant, and it can be, limit conversion test, I think it cannot be 0, right? It cannot be 0. Cannot be 0, cannot be infinity. It should be any number other than 0 or infinity. So no, it's not working here.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Did you know why? Because I got 0. If you go back to the limit conversion test at the first question in this revision class, see here, where is the limit conversion test? Is this one. The limit should be not 0, not infinity. You get 0 there. So no, this is will be wrong. So I think the only way is the integral test, Shabab.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Good. Now, all of you, I need you to, this is an important question, I need you to find the interval of convergence of this series. Yani, I need you to give me the interval for x, which makes this series is converge. Go ahead, find the convergence interval, and by the way, I need you also to find the radius of convergence. Yalla, go ahead. Ali?
Yes, the answer is B.
B?
B, yes, minus 8 to 2.
No.
Sorry, EE. It's 2 is not included.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So, Saleh, did you get the same answer?
Yes, the same answer.
E, yeah?
E.
Yes.
So let's solve it together, Saleh. Let's solve it together, yeah.
First, we need to use the ratio test.
Yeah, ratio test. Now, usually, Shabab, for solving or finding the interval of convergence, usually we use the ratio test to simplify as much as we can. For ratio test, always, ya Shabab, we take limit as n goes to infinity for the absolute value of what? an plus 1 over an. So, x plus 3 to the power 5 to the power n plus 1. Multiplied by what, ya Saleh?
Multiply by n, multiply by 5 to the power n, over x plus 3 to the power n.
Exactly. Now, here we cannot skip the absolute value. We need it. We need it. You will see why. So this is equal limit as n goes to infinity. How we can simplify it, ya Saleh? You can simplify this one with the power. Yeah.
And x plus 3 with 1.
This one with that one also, right? So we will have limit of
x
now,
plus 3 multiplied by n.
Note that in n over 5 n plus 1, no need for absolute value for these terms because it's already positive, n goes to infinity. But the absolute value you need it for what? For the x's. So you need this one with absolute value. And you take the absolute value outside, or this is just x. So what is the limit of this one?
It's 1/5.
1/5. So this is equal 1/5 multiplied by x plus 3.
Now you
And
make it
even
this
if you
one.
take this one outside the limit, no problem. You can take it outside the limit because it's the limit for n. Okay, now we get, this is the answer of the limit. To be converged, it should be what?
Less than 1.
It should be less than 1, exactly. So if I consider it to be less than 1, that means I need x plus 3 to be less than 5, which means x plus 3 should be between -5 to 5, which means x is greater than -8 to 2. This is the interval of convergence, right?
Yes.
Right. Can you give me the radius of convergence?
You have to substitute.
5.
Just
It's
5.
5.
No need to substitute. Now, can I consider it from this form? I say that the radius of convergence equal 1. No, you cannot. Why? Because the coefficient outside should be 1. So after I multiply 5 to both sides, I put it in this form. Now the coefficient outside the absolute value is 1, and the coefficient of x is also 1. So the radius of convergence will be just this number. Or it will be this distance divided by 2, which is also 5. Now I still have problem. What's that problem, Saleh? I need something to double check. You need to check the end points. Now we have an issue with the end points. What happens if x equal -8? And what is about the case when x equal 2? Type, how to double check these two cases? You substitute in the original series the end points. So if x equal -8, that means the series will be sum from n equals 0 to infinity of -8 plus 3, it is -5 to the power n over n times 5 to the power n. And this is after you simplify it, it will be summation from n equals 0 to infinity of -1 power n over n. And as you know, this is converge alternating series, right? It is decreasing with positive terms and it goes to 0. لو كانت كده 1 over n, it will be diverge by what? Diverge harmonic series or diverge B series or whatever. Okay, it will be diverge. I think this is what we will get in the second case when x equal 2. When x equal 2, يا شباب, you will get that sum from n equals 0 to infinity of 5 power n over n times 5 power n, and this is sum of 1 over n, and this is diverge B series. So the convergence interval is what? Is just between -8 and -8 is closed, up to 2 open. So be careful, يا شباب, to make the same mistake and choose B. No, it is E. It is E. You will find both of them there. So you need to be careful about the end points. Is that clear, حبايبي?
Yes, clear.
Good.
Doctor,
Yes.
no need to check the -8 because it is closed in all choices.
Yes. But what in case if I give you another choice to be -8 to 2 closed, for example? Yeah, you are right. In this case, all of them is closed. So yes, this is another reason why I have to look to the choices. Yeah, you have to be smart, as your friend said. Look at the -8 or -7 or the left end point. It's all closed, so I don't need to check -8. This is okay. But in general, I explain the question in general. I check everything, yeah. Because I suppose that maybe in the choices, maybe they will put like this. And the closed one, maybe he put both of them. But you are right. This is another reason, ya shabab, why you have to look to the choices. Because sometimes you will save time, huh? You will save time. Now, in this question, it is the same question. You need to find the radius of convergence and the interval of convergence. I will solve it directly. I will not give you time because it's same idea. So I will take limit as n goes to infinity. Just follow me. I will try to solve it quickly. And I need you to follow my steps just to avoid doing any mistakes. Okay, 3 to the power n plus 1 times x plus 4 to to the power n plus 1 divided by root of n plus 1. I will multiply it by root n over 3 power n plus 1, and here x plus 4 power n plus 1.
3 to the power n just.
n بس.
Yeah, this one. This is n plus 1. That one, ما في plus 1. You are right. Okay, and this is equal limit as n goes to infinity of, how to simplify it? 3 to the power n, this one with that one simplified. This one with the power will be simplified. So we will have the following. Let me take the absolute value outside directly because I don't need it. I have absolute value of x plus 4 and limit as n goes to infinity of what? I have 3 root n over root n plus 1. So it can be simplified to be x plus 4 multiplied by the 3. I can take it also outside, right? So it will be 3 absolute value of x plus 4 multiplied by the limit as n goes to infinity for root of what? Same root, up and down. It is continuous. You can take the limit inside, and once you take the limit inside, you will find that in this limit equal what? Equal 1. So from here we see that 3 absolute value of x plus 4. And this one here, it will be converged if it's less than 1. If it's less than 1, okay, it will be converged. If it's less than 1. So, can I say that the radius of convergence is just 1? No, you have to make the coefficient outside is 1. So you need to take absolute value of x plus 4 to be less than, divide both sides by 3. And from here, directly you see that in the radius of convergence will be just 1 over 3. Good. Now, you need to solve it for x. So you see that in x, if I open it, it will be minus 1 over 3 minus 4, less than 1 over 3 minus 4. This means in x is what? This means in x will be what, يا شباب? Minus 13 over 3 and less than what? 11 minus 11. Now, I think once you double check the endpoints here, you will find that the answer is what? يعني next step will be what يا شباب?
نعوض بالend point بدل x.
Exactly. Exactly. Now I need to substitute the endpoints, so I will take at x equal minus 13 over 3. You substitute it, and you will find that in equal what? It will be equal the sum.
Bring it back to minus 1 over 3 minus 4 so that it's simplified with the plus 4 inside the main function.
Yeah. I substitute in the main function on the original one. And from the original one, you see, instead of x, you put minus 13 over 4 plus 4. It is minus 1 over 3, right?
Yes.
So it will be 3 power n minus 1 over 3 power n over root n. And this is equal summation of minus 1 power n over root n. This is converge alternating series. At x equal, so it is closed from minus 13 over 3, it's closed. Now at x equal minus 11 over 3, if you substitute it, it will be at n equal 1 to infinity. It will be 3 power n over 1 over 3 to the power n over root n. And this is equal summation of 1 over root n. Root n here, n to the power half, diverge B series. So the convergence interval is just closed minus 13 minus 11 minus 13 over 3 up to open minus 11 over 3. This is open. So what is the solution now, Shabab? I think it is C.
C.
C, exactly. C. It is C. Good. Excellent. Okay. Now, if you need to find Taylor series of function at point, what I have to do? How to find Taylor series of function at point? You can find this one, ya shabab, by doing the following. This is Taylor series. طبعا Taylor series, ya shabab, it is f of x equal any function, if you want to write its Taylor series at point, it will be what? It will be the nth derivative of a over n factorial multiplied by x minus a to the power n, and you put it inside the sum from n equals 0 to infinity. So it will be f of a plus the first derivative over n over 1 factorial times x minus a plus second derivative over 2 and so on. This is the formula of the Taylor series. Special case من التايلور series يا شباب هي الماكلوريان series. What is the Maclaurin series? Just put the point to be 0. The point, if you put it 0, then it will be Maclaurin series. Okay? So the Maclaurin series, for some known function, it will be this. These are the Maclaurin series for famous function. By the way, شباب, this table here, يعني you have to remember it like your name. It's very important because it will make many questions easy for you. So you need to understand or to remember these things here. E to the power x, it will be summation from x to the power n over n factorial and so on. So this is important. This is important. Okay? Now, there is something called binomial series. The binomial series, it's easy. It says that in any function over this, on this form, 1 plus x to the power k, it can be simplified to be this formula, which is k over n of x to the power n. What is k over n? It will be this formula. We will see example. Okay. Now I need you to find Taylor series of this function at x equal a. Let me write the formula again here for you. F of x will be sum from n equals 0 to infinity of the nth derivative of the point a over n factorial x minus 3 to the power n. Now, find what is, after you simplify it and find nth derivative here, what will be the solution? Is it a, b, c, d, or e? يلا يا شباب, you have 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes. Try to solve it, all of you. Can you hear me, شباب?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
يلا, go ahead. It's supposed to be easy and Taylor series for you. Okay, let's just give a few, 1 or 2 minutes for your friends. Then I will take one of you. Just 1 minute. اوكي خالد محمد يلا.
Yeah, I found it to be D. Is that right? Just.
I think it's correct. I think the answer is D. All of you get the same answer, شباب?
Yeah, it's same.
Yes, I got D.
Okay. طيب, how you solve it? Let's see.
Well, I integrated fx, which is e to the power 2x, and every time I found to be the first integration was 2 e to x.
Yeah, so the idea here is just to find the general form of the derivative. So the original function f of x, it is e to the power 2x. Now the first derivative, it is what? 2 e to the power 2x. The second derivative, it will be what? It will be 4 e to the power 2x, and so on. So what is the nth derivative? It will be what? 2 to the power n e to the power 2x, right?
Yes.
Now, what is the nth derivative? Not at any point, it will be at a certain point, at 3. It will be what? 2 to the power 3 times e to the power 2 times 3, which is equal what?
2 to the power n, right?
2 to the power n, yes. N, yes. So it is equal 2 to the power n e power 6. Good. Now substitute this one in the formula here. You will get that in the function f of x will be summation from n equals 0 to infinity of 2 power n e power 6 x minus 3 over n factorial. Yeah, just it's easy. Yes, it's easy one. Yes. Next question here. How to find the integral? See here, شباب. If you don't look for the choices first, maybe you will start thinking about the integration using by part, or using blah blah blah, or using anything. No. If you look to the choices here, you see that in all the choices written in terms of what? In terms of series. In terms of series. So the answer of this integral written in terms of series, that means you need to use the Maclaurin series of tan inverse. You know that يا شباب إنه tan inverse in general, tan inverse of x, this is equal what? This is equal the sum from n equals 0 to infinity, according to the table above, of minus 1 to the power n, x to the power 2n plus 1 over 2n plus 1. This is the Maclaurin series of tan inverse at this point. طيب, what we need now, شباب, is to find the integral from 0 to half of this. This I will write it in series form, so it will be summation from n equals 0 to infinity of what? Of minus 1 power n x power 2n plus 1 over what? 2n plus 1 2n plus 1. Okay, not that this is tan inverse. All of this one divided by x dx, right? So the integral take care about what? Take care about just the x's. I don't care about n. So I will take the sum from n equals 0 to infinity of anything with n. Anything with n, without x يعني. You can put it outside. And you have integral from 0 to half of the x terms, which is equal what? X to the power 2n, and there is x down. Once you take it up, it will be what? Not 2n plus 1, just 2n dx. So this is our question now. Note that, this is inside the sum, because there is n here. Okay? Good. Yani this is like that. This is equal sum from n equals 0 to infinity of minus 1 to the power n over 2n plus 1 multiplied by, what is the integral of x to the power 2n? It will be x to the power 2n plus 1 over 2n plus 1. And this is, you have to substitute it from 0 to half. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, so it will be, what is the substitution from 0 to half? And if I want to find the answer here, then I will put it down in the last step. So if I substitute here, it will be what? Substitute half, it will be what? Half to the power 2n plus 1 over 2n plus 1 minus 0, صح? Minus 0, so no need to write it as different step. No need to write this step. Unless you can put it directly here. So it will be, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, yeah, like that. Minus 1 power n over 2n plus 1. Good. Now, it is what? It is half to the power 2n plus 1 over 2n plus 1. Okay, let's think how to simplify it. Because there is common in terms. This is equal sum from n equals 0 to infinity of minus 1 power n all over. 2n plus 1, 2n plus 1, you can write it as 2n plus 1 all square. Half, it will be 2 down, 2n plus 1. Which one of the choices is this one? Which one of the choices? It is A. It is A. It is A, exactly. It is A. Do you understand now how to integrate using series? It should be easy for you. So, دائما يا شباب, before starting with solving integral question, look for the answer. If the answer is written in terms of summation, no need for what? No need for think about by part or anything like that. Just start using series. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Yes, clear.
Now,
دكتور
yes.
عندي سؤال يا دكتور، بس ابغى اتاكد في شو اسمه السطر الاول طلعنا الاكس فوق بالماينس صح؟ اكس
Yeah. This is x to the power 1. I take it up. It will be x to the power minus 1. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Because of that, I cancel the one above. In fact, يا شباب, this is, I call it, يعني, I think this is A or A plus problem. This is, by the way, from the same coordinator, Dr. Walid. This is an old exam problem for Dr. Walid, and I think it is a problem, okay? For A students. So this is important. Let me solve it, and I need you to follow me step by step. It will not be that difficult if you understand the idea, okay? If you understand the idea. Okay. Just 1 minute. Let me check. Again, I have a problem with the mirroring. Oh. Okay. Okay. Just 1 second بالله يا شباب. Okay. Yeah, let's start solving this question. Let me firstly, let me take your opinion. What do you think, Ishabab? How to solve this question? What do you think? Any idea before starting?
We need to find the formula of Cn, which is okay.
Formula of Cn. Okay. Yeah. You need to think about formula of Cn. Using Taylor series, you mean?
Yes, you're gonna have to find the derivatives for
derivative. Okay, let's see. Now, here يا شباب, this is the function, and he claimed that this function equal this series. Okay. So, this is in general في الماكلورين series أو في Taylor series we call it Cn, right? We call it Cn. Now, but it is always x minus the number. Here the number minus x. So there are many things you have to be careful about it. First one is is the following. I will write, or I will simplify this one to be like this. -1 to the power n, Cn, I take -1 from here. So it is -1 to the power n Cn multiplied by x minus 1 power n. Is that clear? Just to put it in a standard form, it is x minus the number. It is x minus the number. So now, as you know, يا شباب, as you know, we call this one to be Sn, right? This one. Let me highlight it. This is Cn, right? This is Cn. So in this case, as you know, Cn, yani -1 to the power n, Cn equal what? It will be f nth derivative over what? Over n factorial. يعني هذه we call it what? We call it Cn. In this case, it is equal that. So -1 to the power n equal Cn of this. Okay? Is that clear, the first step?
Yes,
I didn't understand it.
طيب, usually يا شباب we write it like this. This is Taylor series. Cn x minus a to the power n. Cn, what is it? It is n factorial. It is nth derivative of a over n factorial. يعني هذه is this. In my case, it is multiplied also by -1 to the power n. This is the small trick اللي حيقلب لك الدنيا. Okay?
Okay, so it will be -1 to the power n multiplied by nth derivative of 1.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. By -1 to the power n. Exactly. Now, to solve this question here, I need now to find what is the nth derivative. What is the nth derivative of the function given in the question? So from here, if you want to see n لوحدها, Cn, it will be what? Take -1 to, يعني multiply -1 to the power n both sides. So it will be -1 to the power n f power n over 1 n factorial. Is that clear? خلاص, this is the key. This is the... طب even if I divide by -1 to the power n, if I put it up or down, it will be the same. It is just -1.
Yes, right.
Did you understand what I mean? It is the same, don't worry. Because to prove it for you, -1 to the power n, it is same as, put 1 over n here, it will be 1 over -1 to the power n. I can put the minus up, so it is the same as -1 to the power n. So it is the same, don't worry, don't worry. Is it clear till now, Shabab? Is it clear that Cn equal this?
Yes, clear.
Mumtaz. If you understand this one, everything else will be, I think, easy. Why? Because all what we need now is just to find what is the nth derivative, what is the rule of the nth derivative of the function. Now, what is the function? The function given is what? -1 over x squared, which is equal -1 or minus x to the power -2, right? What is the first derivative here? What do you think the first derivative is? It will be 2, because the minus will be down, x to the power -3. What is the second derivative? It will be -2 times 3, x to the power what? -4. Type. What is the third derivative? I just try to find the pattern. It will be positive, not negative, because the minus with minus will be down. 2 times 3 times 4, x to the power -5, and so on. Can you give me general formula? What is the nth derivative of x? The nth derivative of x you can see from here. If it is first derivative, it will be 2. Second derivative, 3 factorial. Fourth derivative, 4 factorial, and so on. So I will try to figure out the rule to be, if it's 2, it will be 3, 2 will be n plus 1 factorial. Here, n plus 1 factorial with -1 to the power n, right? -1 to the power n minus, okay. If it's 1, it's positive. 2, negative. So n plus 1. Okay? Multiplied by what? Multiplied by x to the power what? To the power minus n plus 2. See here. Third derivative, the number is 5. Take the minus, so it will be -3 plus 2. Type. If it's in the second, it will be -2 plus 2, 4. Exactly. So this is work. This is work. So this is the general formula for the nth derivative. But I need what? I need the nth derivative at what? At 1. Good. So nth derivative at 1 is what? Is just -1 to the power n plus 1 times n plus 1 factorial. And this is 1. And this is 1. Is that clear? هذه اللعبة هنا clear?
Yes, clear.
ممتاز. طيب. So what is Cn يرجع? It is -1 power n multiplied by -1 power n plus 1 times n plus 1 factorial over n factorial, right? Which is equal -1 times -1 to the power n, it will be 2n plus 1, which is equal what? What do you think? This is equal what? Just -1, exactly. Just -1. And up I have n plus 1 times n factorial over n factorial. So that one will simplify with this one. So what is Cn minus n plus 1? Is that clear? طيب بكل بساطة he asked about C19 plus C20. So C19 plus C20, now after you find the rule, it will be minus C19, it will be 19 plus 1, 20. So it will be minus 20 plus minus 21. So it is minus 41. So the answer is E. Did you see why it's a problem يعني أو a plus problem? It is a good question, by the way. I'm sure that when he write this question, it was يعني he aimed that this is the A problem from the exam. Is it clear to all of you, Shabab?
It's clear.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, since we have just 4 minutes, let me solve the last question for you. This is the last question here, Shabab. If A is the coefficient of x square, A is the coefficient of x square, B is the coefficient of x power 6 of the Maclaurin series of this. Come on, this is on the form of what? This is in the form of the binomial series. I mean, this can be written as 1 plus 2x cubed to the power half. And in the question, he already give you this. So what is k now? K, in my case, it is half. And x will be all of this. This is x. If I follow the rule here, it will be what? It will be 1 plus k times x. And x in my case is just 2x cubed. 2x cubed, right? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
It is closed. The application is closed by itself. You cannot see anything now, right?
Yes.
Yes, I cannot see it.
Oh, okay. Let me see what's happened. Disconnect. I'll try to open again. Let me share it again with you. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. It is half times 2x cubed. Yeah. Yes. Plus half. This we are in this term. Half times half minus 1 over 2 factorial x squared, and this is x in my case, of 2x cubed squared plus blah blah blah. Why I will stop just at this terms? Because I need the coefficient of x power 4 and x power 6. Okay, this one will be 1 plus x cubed plus half times minus half. It will be minus 1 over 4 over 2 minus 1 over 8. So this is minus 1 over 8 times 2x cubed square. It will be 4x6 plus blah blah blah. Simplify it again. It will be 1 plus x cubed minus 1 over 2x power 6 plus blah 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 blah. Right? Now, what is the coefficient of x square? A, often x power 4. Coefficient of x power 4 will be 0. There is no x power 4 here. And coefficient of x power 6 is b. It will be just minus half. Okay, the question asks you to find what? to find what is a minus 2b. So a minus 2b will be 0 minus 2 times minus half, which is equal 1. So the answer here is A. It is 1. It is 1. The answer here is just 1. So this is the blue, which is the needed. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the last thing here. Thank you for everything. I think, Muhammad, are you here?
Yes.
Yes, you can give the, if you want to give something to the students or tell them something to close the session يعني.
كل الشكر للدكتور شادي على تقديم الحصة، كمان أشكر الحضور، وإن شاء الله الحصة كانت مثرية وعادت بالفائدة على الجميع. والمزيد من برامج الأكاديمية مفيدة نذكركم متابعة حسابنا عبر تويتر، ونتمنى لكم كل التوفيق في اختباراتكم وشكرا لكم.